Hi, my name's Yvonne, obviously, and I write titsandgiggles.com. It's a funny sex blog. I talk about sex, I talk about relationships, I talk about dating. I've done all those things, so I talk about it a lot, and I think I'm funny. Maybe nobody else does, but if I can get a laugh out of myself, then I think it's pretty worth it. That's me. I'm Tiger Mouth on Twitter. You may have seen me around Twitter. I might have retweeted you. We might not know each other, maybe we do. But who knows? I'm 27. I have a really crazy story. I've played music my whole life. I've changed my major in college more times than I can remember. And I grew up in a really weird house. My parents were kind of hippies, so we could talk about anything, and sex was never presented as negative or wrong or tasteless. And apparently even the Berenstain Bears had sex. I didn't know that. I didn't have this book, but they did, and they taught their little cubs about it. And one of the inspirations behind my blog is those Why Me stories from the teen magazines. Because my friends and I used to buy the books and the magazines and just read them over and over and over and just pray to God we would never lose our tampon strings and have to call someone about it or burp during sex. And yeah, those things happen, they're just funnier. I consider myself to be a sex positive person. That's a really widely debated term around sex blogging, but I consider it to be that you acknowledge your sexuality and the sexuality of others. You don't judge other people, and you take responsibility for your actions and your own emotional health. Another problem that comes up with sex bloggers is that we are viewed as promiscuous women. That's just, it's history. There's the virgin whore dichotomy. We got to break that. There's lots of people in sex blogging that are actually working towards breaking this dichotomy and, making sure that women aren't seen as bad. We're not seen as whores. We're not seen as awful because we talk about sex. Sex is natural. It happens. We do it. We all do it. You do it. I do it. So we just have to talk about it and make sure that it's funny and it's healthy and we take responsibility and that it's brought up in conversation. And Marilyn Monroe, yeah. When I was a kid, my dad had a poster of her in his recording studio, and I used to stare at it. And he'd be like, she's the most beautiful woman that ever lived. And I wanted to be her. And she's just so sexy and so beautiful, and she comes off as being so lively. It's not who she really was, but she brought that across to herself. When I got older, I got into the pinup look, and burlesque dancers of the 30s and 50s, and even the modern ones like Miss Dita Von Teese here. And I love that they just exude this joie de vivre, that they're so happy and they're so okay with their sexuality, and that's amazing, and I think that needs to be carried on through many women. This is tasteless. Your ass may say juicy on it. I really don't care. You look like you shit your pants. Please don't wear those in public. It may be very comfortable. I wear sweatpants. I don't leave the house in them. Radical self-love. This is an amazing concept that's being driven by a fashion blogger named Gala Darling, galadarling.com. And it's something that I myself and lots of other bloggers are trying to practice. It's just basically accepting yourself for who you are and celebrating yourself, no matter what you look like, no matter if you're a size 12 or a size 2 or what your face looks like, or you might want a nose job, or who cares, that boy doesn't want to date you, who cares? You have to love yourself no matter what. You shouldn't want to change anything about yourself. You should love yourself and accept yourself no matter what. And this girl is absolutely sexy. And so is he. Let's just look at his abs for a minute. But sexuality is funny. I mean, he has a chicken on his boxers. That's hilarious. You should just carry yourself with confidence. And that's the sexiest thing that anyone can have, that anyone can wear, that anyone can look like. I really truly do encounter this all the time. My boyfriend asks me, are you gonna blog this? Yes, I am. Sometimes I don't, but yes, most of the time I am. Or I ask, can I write about this? Is that okay? Sometimes it's not. I have to draw the line, but sometimes it is, and sometimes I get to write about things like that one time when I cried because I had an orgasm that was so good. And I didn't know what else to do but to cry, and I really honestly thought that I was crazy until I called 3 or 4 friends, and they're like, oh yeah, I totally cried. You're not crazy. Okay, good, because I thought I was gonna have to like, commit myself. And then, yeah, there's some things that you just don't write about. Some things do require a cake. Sometimes I wish I did get a cake. But these things happen, they're not bloggable. I am in the blog closet to most of my family. I come from a traditional Mexican Catholic family, besides my parents who are total hippies, but the rest of my family doesn't know that I write a sex blog. This is kind of awful, but at the same time, I feel like if I were to tell like my 70-year-old aunts, they totally think that I was living this debaucherous life of like sex parties and swinging and drugs and oh my God, what is she doing? And that's not my life at all, but I really wish it was, but unfortunately it's not. I do not live a sex-a-go-go pulp fiction life at all. It's not half as fun. So coming up is May. It's National Masturbation Month. You do it, I do it, we all do it, so let's celebrate it. It is also the 2-year anniversary of my blog, titsandgiggles.com, and it's also the 51st anniversary of the birth control pill. So May is a huge month. So keep a lookout on my blog. And just remember, everyone, to love yourself. May is National Masturbation Month. And become more comfortable with yourself. Talk about sex. Talk about anything you like. Make sure that you carry yourself with confidence. That's all I could ever ask of anyone. That's the most beautiful thing that anybody could ever do, is just carry themselves with confidence and have fun.